Welcome back to Thrive America. I'm your host, Brent Brooks, and joined by J. Mark Walker,
Mr. Alan Yurick, Prince Nair,
joined by business coach, action coach, CEO and co-founder of Axiom Franchise Advisors, and I'm joined by PR expert, Mr. Mark Weisbrod, venture catalyst, Russell Fair, J. Cap,
Chris Spears.
We're always looking for ways to build bridges of trust, build bridges of relationship.
Hi, we're about to get started with our segment of Thrive America, joined by guest Erica Parker. And what Erica is going to talk about in the first segment is going to be working on your business plan and what traits make a successful business owner. The second segment to Thrive America with Erica is she's going to focus on the process of going through the process of getting a loan, getting approved, and what are some things that she's looking for in acquiring that loan for your business. And lastly, we're going to get Erica to share with us some of the things that she feels will help you thrive in this economy. So this is a great segment, and we are grateful to have Erica Parker on our show. Hi, welcome back to the set of Thrive America. We're here at Blank Stage Theater, and today we're joined by very special guest, Erica Parker. Great to have you on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me.
And you look fantastic.
Well, thank you.
Got to see Erica this morning at a Growth Answers event. We learned a lot about social media.
We did.
And that was very exciting. We're going to be applying that into the fabric of our companies. But Erica, we'll have you on the show today to talk about a very interesting topic. Erica owns a company that's called Commercial Lending Solutions, and before that, Erica worked for a bank to approve or reject businesses that were looking for loans for commercial property. And since then, you've moved into your own niche. I know you have very exciting ways to help your clients get the money they need to acquire commercial property when they're expanding, when they're starting a new business. So what I'm so excited to talk to you about is some of the things that you see and what you know makes or breaks a successful business, because you have so much experience in this world. So let's talk about the first topic here. The first question I have for you is what makes a good business owner or a good business in your opinion?
That's a really great question. I think most folks who are currently working for someone, they're employed with a company, maybe they've been there for several years, they look at entrepreneurship as being very hip, very cool. You have all this time and freedom and flexibility. There's no filling out a schedule or a calendar to put your vacation hours down and then having a conflict with someone else who's on vacation. So they look at it as being very advantageous. And to some level it is. It's really advantageous. But there's something to always remember, that when you're working for yourself, when you are an entrepreneur, it is a lot of hard work. And if you follow an entrepreneur, you'll find that they're working more hours now in their own business than they ever work for someone else. A great example of that would be one of our recent clients who owns a restaurant, in a couple of restaurants throughout Atlanta. And whenever I needed to talk to him, whenever I needed to get documents from him, I go to the restaurant. That's where he is. And business owners are always working in and on their business. If they're not working on it, they're thinking about it. So someone who would be a great entrepreneur would be someone who is passionate about what they do. It's not all about the money. Sometimes you don't see the money for several months out. So it's definitely about your commitment, your desire to do what you do and to love what you do.
That's great advice. So if you're looking to start a business, don't pick a business, just, in my opinion as well, just for the money.
Right.
It starts with that passion. And then from there, you meet people, you have mentors come in, consultants, and you build great systems. Is it important to have a business plan when starting out?
Absolutely. It's important to have a business plan. I think with anything you do, there needs to be some plan in place. You know, where will you start and where's the end result? And I say that laughingly because I'm still working on my end result. But it's very important to have a plan, to have a roadmap for where you want to go. I think it helps you define who you are and what you'll do. And I look at business plans as a work in progress. You know, once you have reached a certain level of your business, your plan changes. And I think it's an evolving process. So your plan is not in stone. I know some people are really afraid to think past 3, 6, 9 months and plan for a year or 5 year because they think if I write it down, then it has to be that way. But it's not. It's a work in progress. You can change the plan as often as you need to help meet the needs of your business.
Yeah.
But definitely important to have an idea of where you want to go.
What are some resources that we can go to get a business plan?
Sure. There's SCORE. You can go to SCORE, and then there's the EDGE. And I'm partial to the EDGE because that's the organization that actually helped me get off and started. When I first started the business, there were a couple of things I knew I needed. One was a coach, and then the other was a business plan and someone to help mentor me and coach me in the right direction. And I went to the EDGE, and for the first 2 months of existence with CLS, I would go over to the EDGE and meet with a counselor. And he and I would brainstorm for an hour about the business. And it was really nice to have that connection with a counselor, someone who was definitely interested in seeing me be successful, and then who had a wealth of knowledge and resources available to me. And of course, it was free. So that was also helpful. Starting out as a business owner, we always look for free things. So
There's a movie that just came to my mind called Yes Man with Jim Carrey. I think he works as a loan officer. And it just made me think of, are there some red flags and maybe some examples you can give us of businesses that are doomed from the very beginning?
Yes.
And the business owners that would run them.
Yes. Yes, there are definitely some red flags, but I have to tell you, I'm like the ultimate optimist, which is good and bad. And I know that. So my team is actually, it consists of people who aren't exactly like me, which is great.
Diversity.
Very much so. But there are definitely some red flags to look for. One of the biggest red flags I look for is when someone calls and says, oh, I saw this great piece of property I want to buy. It's about $3 million. And I'm thinking, oh, that's a wonderful idea. What are you going to do with the property? And they have ideas of how they want to run a business out of it. And that all sounds great and fantastic. And then my next question is, okay, so how much do you have to invest into this project? And they go, oh, I don't have any money. Okay, so that's a big red flag. Because whenever you're looking to start your own business or to venture out, it's important that you have some capital. You have to put something into the project. The other red flag is lack of experience. One that is just extremely obvious would be an example of a potential client who called me, and they wanted to actually open up a restaurant. And I said, oh, wonderful. Well, we like to eat. Everyone has to eat, right? You know, he says, yeah. He says, this is a great restaurant concept, and I want to buy into it. This is what I want to do. He had a great plan. And so I asked him about his level of experience in the restaurant industry. Have you worked for a restaurant? Have you been a waiter? Have you done anything? Have you been a cook? Anything? Can you cook? And he's like, well, no, I can't cook, but I've eaten at a whole lot of restaurants. And I thought, well, that's a nice thing, but that's not really going to help you when it comes to running a restaurant. And that's probably one of the most tedious industries there is, because they are literally there all day and all night. Another red flag I had was a lovely lady who called, and she wanted to actually open up a dance studio for children, and she wanted to teach kids to dance, and she would also have a storefront where she'd sell dance apparel. Great idea, great concept. She had a great location in mind. In fact, she was actually referred to me by the realtor. And so as I started to ask her questions and probe a little bit about the project, you know, the first question is, oh, have you taught dance before? You know, are you an instructor of any kind? And, you know, she's never danced before. She's actually never had dancing classes before either, but she just thinks it's a great idea so she could, you know, hire some teachers on to help offset that, which, you know, her thinking and partner with other people was really good. And then she went on to say, well, I just kind of want to get started. I only need about $250,000. And I said, okay, well, how much do you have to put down on the project? And again, another red flag is, well, I don't have any money to put down. A couple other red flags are, well, I just filed bankruptcy last month, or, I have a great idea, but, I don't have the experience to move forward with it. That experience in this market is really the thing that sets people apart.
I'm going to pause you right there. We're about out of time for this segment, Erica. We're going to bring you right back for part 2.